I want the 2024 Republican primary to become the dirtiest, filthiest, most corrupt and disgusting mudslinging fest that we can imagine, because it will be bad for Republicans in 2024. And we already read of Trump going after Ron DeSantis as being fat and phony and whiny. But Ron DeSantis is also now going after Donald Trump. There's a great article by Gabriel Sherman in Vanity Fair. Gabriel Sherman is very good at these types of articles. The article is called Ron DeSantis, The Making and Remaking and Remaking of a MAGA Heir, with the subtitle, The Florida Governor is the fox-loving, lib-owning successor in waiting to Donald Trump's cult of personality. But for all DeSantis's bona fides and rocketing national profile, doubts about his own persona, calculated, aloof, cold-blooded, persist. Is it any wonder he and the former president are already locked in a 2024 Cold War? The article explains that behind the scenes, Ron DeSantis is not a big fan of Donald Trump. And I have to tell you, Ron DeSantis is not a dumb guy. I think Ron DeSantis is completely depraved morally, ethically, and his willingness to take on the persona that he has taken on as Florida governor rubs me obviously the wrong way. I think it's immoral and disgusting. But the truth is, DeSantis is not stupid. He's a highly educated guy. And it's hard to believe that DeSantis would genuinely see Trump in a positive light. Obviously, DeSantis sees Trump as a moron. And that is exactly what this article says DeSantis is saying behind the scenes. The article says, so far, the DeSantis-Trump smackdown has been unfolding off camera, but it likely won't stay that way. DeSantis in private trashes Trump. He calls him a TV personality and a moron who has no business running for president, a former DeSantis staffer said. DeSantis tells donors that if he takes on Trump, he would launch a full frontal attack on his record and competence, according to a Republican source briefed on the conversation. DeSantis says the only way to beat Trump is to attack him head on. He says he would turn to Trump during a debate and say, why didn't you fire Fauci? You said you would build the wall, but there's no wall. Why is that? DeSantis is not stupid, okay? My interest is that both of these guys go down in flames in 2024. So I say let them fight. I've been saying this for a while. The more Trump hurts DeSantis, the better. The more DeSantis hurts Trump, the better. At some point, one of these two is going to be the front runner. And whatever hits they take from the other guy are going to extend the Republican primary, make it uglier, and hopefully turn people off of voting for Republicans altogether. DeSantis has taken a lead in the betting markets. These are extraordinary numbers. Now, I want to remind everybody, this is not polling of who do you support. This is betting who do you believe will eventually be the nominee. DeSantis is now leading Trump. This has not been the case for a while. And in fact, if we look at the 90-day, let's see, what are the numbers here? Yes, you see that sometime in early to mid-August, DeSantis equaled and then surpassed Trump. Trump sort of came back a little bit, but now it is DeSantis steadily in the lead in the betting markets. If you want to make $1 betting on Trump being the nominee, you've got to bet 29 cents. And if you want to make $1 betting on DeSantis being the nominee, you've got to bet 35 cents. In other words, since it is considered more likely at this point in the betting market that DeSantis will be the nominee, you've got to put up more money to make $1. This is a really big deal. DeSantis is building a lead here. Now, in terms of the behind the scenes, if I were DeSantis, I would be trying to, for example, maybe expedite the investigations into Trump in DeSantis' own state of Florida. Remember, Mar-a-Lago, Trump's home, is in Florida. I would be trying to secretly screw Trump over by making the legal trouble as bad as possible. Now, maybe DeSantis is doing that, but you have the Republican Party having to walk what is essentially a tightrope. They can't turn on Trump right now without losing Trump's supporters, and it's too early for that because Trump may indeed run. At the same time, if they're too aligned with Trump, they risk going down with the ship if Trump indeed gets indicted and goes down and someone like DeSantis really builds an actual polling lead against Trump. Many of these presidential elections, even though the popular vote difference is big, I mean, millions and millions of votes that Joe Biden won by in 2020, oftentimes the electoral margin comes from narrow victories in just a handful or even 2 or 3 states. So it is a very fine line that these Republicans are walking. My view as a concerned leftist is let them fight. Let them fight and let them make it as filthy as possible. I often have a very hectic schedule, and I don't always have the time to plan the exact nutrition of all of my meals. But our sponsor, Athletic Greens, just makes it easy to make sure I'm getting the nutrients I want. I've been using it for almost a year now, and it's great. AG1 by Athletic Greens is a delicious plant-based blend of 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, and probiotics from whole food sources. If I have just one small scoop of AG1 a day, I know I'm getting the nutrition and nutrients that I want that support all of the things that are important to me. The only alternative would be to take 20 different vitamin pills and things every day. I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. AG1 is super tasty. You can put it in a smoothie. I drink it straight. Achieving good nutrition and feeling your best does not have to be complicated. You can make AG1 part of your daily routine the way I have done. When you go to athleticgreens.com/Pacman, you will get a 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs. The link is down below.